early. What's good, folks? We are back with another episode of Early. You know what I'm saying? It's been a little bit of a hiatus, but we back here, man. Just running around the world, taking care of business. You know what I'm saying? Doing all kinds of things. But before we get into the episode, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Dude, you know what I'm saying? And shit, let's just go ahead and get right into it, man. We're coming right off of the finals. You said, where am I coming from?
Yeah. I was like, I wanted you to get into it. You know, you kind of been, traveling the world.
I feel like that's
not as a traveler,
I hear you.
You had things to do, but it's kind of cool,
but I mean, you know what's funny? Trips were overall pretty good.
And you came back in between, right? You
didn't
go fly out from Nigeria to
No. I went to Nigeria, then I went to Chicago, then I went to the Bahamas. Or maybe Chicago, then Nigeria, then. But fucking trips were overall cool. But it's funny because something that I thought a lot about, and let me know what you think about this, because I feel like oftentimes people relish in the idea of like, oh, I love traveling. Like I love, you know what I'm saying? Like I love traveling. You know what I'm saying? People that's like a thing. You know what I'm saying? People say they love traveling. I think something that doesn't get enough like airtime is the actual like day in travel. Yeah, like the actual day to day of like traveling. Like I could not imagine being like, let's say like an athlete, you know what I'm saying? Or like an NBA player, you know what I'm saying? Today I'm in Golden State. Tomorrow I got to travel to Atlanta. I mean, they fly private, so it's a little bit of a different deal. Maybe a better example is like I remember having a conversation where I was talking about Anthony Bourdain. Like people would literally look at his life and be like, oh, like that's like the perfect life. But you know how his life ended. He ended up killing himself, and it made me think like, you got to think about the part of the life that we see is one thing. The actual reality of that life is a completely different thing. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not flying private and you got to be in the airport all the time, like being in the airport is kind of a shitty experience if you got to do that shit day in, day out. To do that shit once every couple, like, or twice a year, 3 times a year even, it's like, it's cool, it's a vibe, whatever. If you're doing that shit like on a weekly basis, on a bi-weekly basis, that shit can be extremely annoying, especially with all of the like shit that happens with flights and in airports and on airplanes. If you're not doing it that often, you might have like a pleasant experience. If you're doing it a lot, it's like, it's like the more you drive, the more chance that you can, get a ticket or get into an accident or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Is what I'm saying making sense?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and like I haven't gotten to the point where the airport has become to that point, but 100% I can see how literal time zones changing all the time, because now we talk about your rest and how it's like it does take a toll in other ways. Like you don't even have to intend for it to do it; it just will. Yeah. So, but that's a perspective I can't speak to that because I know, like in my experience, I'm like I really don't mind the days of travel, but at the same time too, it's not like it's back to back to back to back to back to back on months on end, right? So, but even like that is something that I feel like a lot of people don't consider, and even like people packing that, like sometimes I also feel like people make it can make the experience like not as pleasant when there are many options where you can make it pleasant. You might just have to pay that little fee. Yeah, like, get that economy plus. Get like, that TSA pre-check. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things, but fucking
nah, that's facts. Just to piggyback off of that, that's facts, and that actually made me start to think about, okay, how can I make like my traveling experience a little more, like what can I do to make it a little more pleasant? You know what I'm saying? Like I've never really invested in like good luggage, you know what I'm saying? But good luggage, just like lugging it around the airport, if you got to carry, like having a good carry-on is solid. Like I used to be that kind of person that stuffs everything on my carry-on. So like have a big dumbass duffel bag, have a big stuffed to the brim backpack. You know what I'm saying? I got me a little rolly joint. So now it's like I don't have to carry a duffel bag. Yeah, like little things like this were like, okay, I can, do some things to kind of make the experience a little more pleasant. Got, you know what I'm saying, TSA pre-check and all this kind of stuff. But it's just it's kind of that hidden thing that you don't really account for. That I'm also not trying to make it seem like I don't like traveling anymore. No, it's cool, but traveling back to back to back to back like that kind of
So I
it
guess,
kind of opens your eyes.
I mean, you bringing this up, so I guess is it fair to say that that's one thing that you're kind of like, I'm kind of over this, me personally, over this trip, where you just kind of like, damn, these airport, like, I'm enjoying my time, but every time I be having to get up and go to the next place, I'm kind of blown.
When you having to get back into an airport,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Wait,
you did it 3 times in the span
yeah,
of 2,
you know what I'm saying?
weeks, like, you know.
Having to get back into an airport, having to, you know what I'm saying? Like just that, yeah, being in the airport, getting from where you are to the airport, from the airport to where you're supposed to be. That you know what I'm saying? Like if I could snap my fingers and get to where I'm going, it would be perfect.
Right.
Like being in different places is amazing.
Right.
The transit is what's like a little bit of annoying. But at the end of the day, like it's a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Like just anytime you go up in the air, I feel like you're just you know what I'm saying? Like you're just giving you know what I'm saying? You're giving it up to God. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Anytime I could go up and then come down safe, like it's lit. You know what I'm saying? I really don't got no complaints. But whole time the finals were going on. So we, you know what I'm saying, we're back just in time to kind of recap the end of the NBA season. You know, I don't think we've really talked about the finals, so I'm kind of interested in hearing like what are your initial like thoughts? Like there's a lot of different narratives going around, but what do you think? First of all, let's start with the Mavericks. Let's start with the losing side. How do you feel? Like, do you see them? Do you think this team is equipped to make another finals run next year?
I don't know if they're gonna make another run next year, but I do think the biggest pro you could take away is you made the right addition at the trade deadline to further continue to improve this team. You don't need to make any drastic changes. You just need to keep improving to the team. The West is just going to be more competitive, so it's not more so to say the Mavs are going to get worse, but your comp will get better.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be slept on by any.
Yeah, I feel
that's
not to say I don't think they were fully. I think they're. I think they were a little bit slept on. I think they were a little bit slept on.
When I mean slept on, it's literally, did your peers think that you could go to the finals? I don't think everybody else in the West were thinking that. You know, but they. I think it was
like Nuggets.
Yeah, we're thinking Nuggets. We're thinking
Clippers.
The Nuggets,
you know what I'm saying?
Clippers.
That's what we were thinking this year.
100%. And then the Wolves were showing us that sign, right? But
even as the Mavericks were like getting motherfuckers out of there, even up to the Western Conference Finals, people weren't like, yeah, I see them going to the final. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
So
they got that. So that's good. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know, the players, like, if I want to be, like, critical, like, I definitely think Kyrie left more to be desired. I think Luka, you know, offensively gave a great effort, but I do think, you know, he needs to realize that he hurts himself and his team in ways that are totally controllable. Like, from the complaining to the refs. And
that complaining shit was getting out of control. Because I've heard, I feel like I've heard you say this about him before. I feel like I've heard you say, like, you hate watching him do that shit. And I'm not going to say I've never noticed it. It never really stood out as anything that's like, something that should even make me like, you know, like a part of it. Yeah. Nothing to like even bring up, not noteworthy. But I will say, like I definitely, maybe it's because of the finals. Maybe it's because I'm watching more Mavericks games in a row. I'm like, yeah, like this nigga really do. But you know, this nigga's like what, 23 years old, 24 years old. I feel like there is a little bit of baby in him.
He's 25 now, but and he's been in the league. You know, next year will be your 7th year pro. We're not.
But he's been a pro for like a long time. Like he's been coddled since he was a kid.
That to be honest, that just kind of goes to more the argument. Like, yo, bro, I mean, for that, what's the excuse, bro? Get over it. Like, come on.
He's probably used to getting calls his way. Like,
I mean, what Brian
or complaining about calls.
What Brian Windhurst will say, he's like, he'll literally come first take. He's like, look, he'll rave about Luka, and he's like, look though. It is documented history since back in his professional days over there. Right.
That was where he is on?
Yeah.
Or Slovenia?
They're like, he cannot stop talking. That is the one critique that every coach, every team, it just follow like he won't stop. And the reason, it's one thing to like say something or whatever, but it's literally like, yo, bro, you're becoming complacent on literally.
Yeah.
You're not paying attention to the game.
The play is happening. You're
That's
over here.
crazy.
It's 5-on-4 because you're in the backcourt. Or you're you know what I'm saying? Like
I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
it's funny because, but you know,
they gave him mad leeway. And the one thing they brought up in the finals, they're like, they gave you mad leeway. They didn't call techs on you, bro, or nothing. Like you were really crying, bro.
Yeah.
And they was like,
but you know what's funny? Something that I peeped.
I'm glad they did.
I see a lot of that out of Jason Tatum too. Am I tripping? Like I feel like I see him like throwing his hands up while the play's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like the ball's going the other way in transition, and he's over there like, where's the you know what I'm saying? Do you see this?
Yeah, but
I was seeing that in the finals. I've seen it from him before, but I saw it in the finals as well.
But again, we talking with Luka. It's a MO. It's a thing. It's really like you're associated with that. You know, Luka gonna cry. Like he gonna say something.
Yeah,
he gonna say something.
Yeah,
and it's like, yo, bro, just lock back in.
Yeah.
And he's so great offensively. He's like, look, I'm locked back in. You see?
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, just never mind that.
Yeah.
The little shit matters.
Yeah.
You know, but again, that's that in it again. It's you laugh at it because it's like that's up to you though, bro. Like,
yeah, like
you could nobody stopping you. That's a you thing. That's you just being like, bro, get over.
And that really just
self.
affects y'all on the defensive side of the ball, which I mean, I guess he's a liability on defense anyway.
I think he obviously basketball means a lot to him.
Yeah.
I think he gonna like, you know, this offseason gonna reflect like, yo, bro, like you
I don't know. He's been a pro for what, 13, 14 years? Like if that's how you be, you're not gonna stop doing that over the course of the summer.
But I feel like, you know, the one thing about the thing that's NBA is like that noise get amplified. Let's flip it to like the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
Like they answered the call. Mm-hmm. That monkey on the back is gone.
Yeah.
And now you can
but the monkey that was on their back was kind of crazy because on the one hand,
what they've done.
That's what I'm saying. But like that's what I'm saying. Like they're so young to have if you think about it, outside of actually winning a championship, and I know that's the quintessential thing of why we're all here. That's what I'm saying. They've had so much success up to this point, and they're not even 20. Like 100%. Tatum and Brown, they're not even 28 yet. You know what I'm saying? 5 years of being in real contention.
It's just 2024 social media area recency bias. We're just like, you keep doing the same shit. Yeah, come on now, like so. It's very unfair. I
wonder in the decade like before, like the previous. I'm thinking like the Jordan era.
Oh, okay.
But the LeBron era, like the let's say the Jordan era and the generation. I said decade. Generation before. What was like the age where the stars finally got over the hump? Like what age was Jordan when he won his first championship?
It varies. So Jordan was like in his late 20s.
Late 20s?
Was like in his late 20s. Kobe was a lot more earlier on.
Yeah.
I got Shaq.
Yeah.
So I get earlier.
And he came in young as fuck.
You know what I'm
saying?
He
was 17 when he came in.
By the time I'm 23, I'm a champion. 22, 23.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Like I'm a champion.
But you know, look at somebody like KG. 22. You know what I'm saying? KG was like in his 30s when he won his first championship.
Exactly, like 30s, right? Yeah.
Ray Allen and then Paul Pierce. I'm sure he was like D Wade probably was like a little younger. He probably like 20, but he was a 4-year man at Marquette, wasn't he?
Anyway, came quick. Yeah.
But wasn't he? But didn't he spend 4 years at Marquette or 3 years or something like that?
Yeah, he was definitely a junior. Senior.
But I guess the point that I'm trying to make is like kind of picking back off what you were saying. Where like like we're in an era where motherfuckers are like, dog, like you're 25. What are you waiting on? You know, so I'm like, bro, like he's only 25. You got people who have been here. You got people who, because it's funny, like the young people in the league are the most exciting and the most energetic, the most electrifying, but they're not always the best. Like you kind of said something about Kyrie, like not having a great showing, and while I agree with that, I feel like Kyrie as a player has gotten better. He just didn't. Boston's got his number, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he does not perform. And not even that Boston has his number. He kind of like, he don't want no smoke with Boston. Like, he don't like. I think he doesn't like being there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't like having to go there. He can't focus when he's there. You know what I'm saying?
But fucking what was
I was finna say that in the way we look at some of these young guys, it's like to me, we shouldn't really start putting pressure on like, well, when are you gonna do something? Until motherfuckers are like, you know, like the Paul George age or like the James Harden age. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's when you've really got your footing in the league, and it's like from a mind aspect, you should understand what it takes to, you know what I'm saying, get the job done. If that makes sense.
But I also think that, I mean, it's history just repeat itself. Everybody gets the everybody gets the pressure. Like nobody ducks it. Like if you win, it come with the territory. We're gonna put expectations on you. You're winning. You keep winning, but you didn't win the big thing. So it's gonna come. Like I get it though. And it's one thing that's also funny living in this era. It's like I even think that, you know, not the best not the best front offices, but I also feel like a lot of these front offices sometimes capitulate and hear the noise too, and they're like, they make moves, and sometimes it's not the best play, but it's like the noise is loud or the fan base is loud, and it's like, yo, we just gotta make a play type shit. Celtics, I feel like they
made the right plays.
Celtics have always been on some, bruh. Don't worry.
We don't need the
Tatum are
noise
not
or not,
anywhere.
but also like noise or not, we know what plays to make. Like no, I mean, I don't know if you want to credit Brad Stevens because even before he was there,
like
they always made the right moves.
It's more so people were saying you got to split them. They can't work.
Yeah,
Celtics never thought that.
Yeah, they're like actually we're gonna give them both a massive deal.
That's y'all. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like
exactly. That's y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like because our front office is actually really fucking. They're very.
They know what they're doing.
Very capable.
They know what they're doing.
They're very elite.
Yeah.
Like Celtics' front office has been known for that, you know, but there's other front offices where it's like they do hear the noise. Like I would actually argue Lakers is one.
I was just about to ask you. Yeah,
Lakers is it's an embarrassment.
Yeah,
it's very comical, bro.
Do you think
they be hearing shit and they're like, yeah, bro,
yeah,
we can't lock it.
They said Twitter says we gotta. So Twitter says we need a new head coach. Right? So they take the polls like a Twitter poll.
Got hired today.
Yeah.
So that's
what do you think about that?
I'm not mad at it, but I do think, and for somebody as critical as I was for Darvin Ham, I really was.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like you don't, especially seeing what you have to lose and shit. You don't leave that job without having another job. Like in the real world, you know what I'm saying? Like have some.
You don't make that fire without having a backup plan or somebody in place,
right? Like,
yeah.
Like if you're trying to get what I'm saying, you got bills to pay and all this shit. Like I'm not about, but I don't like this job. You're gonna make sure you try to secure some other shit before you maybe put your 2 weeks.
But that's different from
right?
getting fired.
But
you don't see that coming.
I'm more so no, but I'm saying that but I'm saying onto the Lakers on the flip side. I'm just saying.
Like you don't fire somebody unless you got a replacement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's like, bruh, y'all were like, oh, he's not it. He's not it. But
y'all had nothing lined up.
Y'all don't even know who's it.
Yeah. Y'all don't know what y'all looking for. Y'all don't even know what y'all looking for.
Bro, come on, bro. Like he is being scapegoat. Like let's not be like Darvin Ham is wide. No, bro. It's the roster.
Yeah.
It is the roster. And as much as I could be like, oh, Darvin, I don't know how much he's coaching, I can also be like, bruh, he does not have enough to go up with what the fuck is in the West.
Yeah.
What is Darvin gonna do, bruh?
Yeah.
That's the players. And so now when you fire somebody and the way we just had this fucking sweepstakes, who's it gonna be?
Yeah,
like,
that's what made it look crazy. That's what made it look crazy. It's like this week
and nobody wants it.
It's like 1 week it's JJ Redick is being seriously considered, and then it's y'all throwing what's that, Dan Hurley or the right. Now it's like, oh, we're aggressively going after him, and then he literally turns it down in front of the world to see. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all back on like, it's like. It's not a good look for anybody. Yeah. But do you think this is a Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka thing, or one of the other, or both of them, or or you just think that what do you kind of think they're the source of this problem?
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of the thing. The thing is
Lakers, they don't know what they're doing.
The Lakers problems are like, it's like you just push it aside to now you have guess what, bro? You don't have any draft capital like that. You don't have any players that you can actually move and you can get worthy pieces back. You have aging superstars. It's just the situations like Lakers have always been a team that have always traded their way to being successful. They do not develop the talent. What's so funny is players like Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, Kyle Kuzma, I'm
Julius
forgetting.
Randle was over there.
Julius Randle. These are all
Lakers.
pretty good players right now in the league. Players that I would
One
say,
back on come back.
Josh Hart. You
Yeah.
think we can't use a Josh Hart
Yeah.
on the Lakers? You think we can't use a Julius Randle on the Lakers?
Yeah.
You think we can't use a Brandon Ingram on the Lakers? These are players we had that we leveraged away, and
Caldwell Pope was over there.
these are all players that we had, and this is the thing. The exchange and the thing where you can't be so critical is you got your ship, the COVID ring. You know, the COVID. You got a ship. Counts. It's a banner.
Yeah.
That's what you mortgaged, though, the whole future for. And now your books are shit, and you don't have assets really to move. And the
And
only trump card that
like,
they're not going to break the glass for, but what's there, what's always there for you.
move LeBron.
Exactly. But that's not, you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Because Lakers are also a super, like, I'm sorry, AD, you're not the one. Lakers
Really?
not going to leave.
Yeah.
No, he's just, if he was the one, he would have took it. Because
Yeah,
LeBron
yeah.
has
He's
literally,
he wants him to be. Yeah.
be the one.
Yeah.
It's yours.
Yeah.
He hasn't taken it. Even though he had a great season. I'm not trying to knock him. It's just, bro, it's still, you need that. Like, you really need LeBron. Y'all are like 1A, 1B. Like,
Yeah.
you do need LeBron to equally do something, too.
Yeah.
He can't be like, AD, take us there.
Yeah.
He can't.
But you know, you said something
so-
about the coaches being the scapegoat, and that kind of made me think about, since the Celtics just won the championship, and a lot of the talk middle of the season, beginning of the season, Missoula, like, I don't think that they can win it with this guy as the coach. How do you think he did?
I'll definitely say I had to 100% 180 my whole perspective.
Oh, really?
100%.
You was
wrong.
one of those, like, I don't
wrong.
believe in Missoula?
I didn't really,
Yeah.
you know.
And I'm not going to say that I was riding for, I just, you
Nah,
know, to me, it
because
was,
it was- no,
didn't matter.
because
To me,
we're-
I thought the roster, to me, I thought their team was so nice that it don't really matter who, you could have Doc Rivers coaching them.
I think what we were starting to say when we were just saying, because Celtics are very, you know, prone for some inconsistent plays sometimes. I was thinking that, man, maybe we might be underrating the impact of an Ime Udoka and Marcus Smart.
And harnessing
And
them.
in terms of what they brought to the team, never mind the numbers, the Marcus Smart being that leader and the one that could get y'all focused. Same thing and he was an extension of Ime, because Ime was actually the real leader. And I was on this team seems like Tatum, Brown, who is it? I don't know. Who's the leader of this team? Missoula, it's not him. He's not leading like Ime.
Yeah.
So that's where I was thinking. But whole time, Missoula really, again, like, there was a reason that Brad went upstairs, as great as a coach Brad was with the schemes, you know? And he went upstairs and he put this dude in place. And there's a reason for that, bro. And, you know, Missoula's shit, now when we see, like, my whole motto is like, dog, that every team showed you who they were. Like, the Celtics, they stood by their game, like, live by the three, die by it. They did not change. They just stayed with it.
Yeah.
And they're like, bro, we've been playing like this the whole season. We're going to just keep playing like this. None of y'all could stop it. And I definitely have to credit, you know what I'm saying? Definitely have to credit the coach, you know what I'm saying? Definitely have to give him some credit for just even keeping them on that the same shit. Like, they kept the same agenda. You know what I'm saying? And
You said something. Sorry, go ahead.
I just definitely thought his impact wasn't what it was, but I was like, no, actually, you know, this is the right coach for the team. Like,
Yeah.
And it's kind of, to be honest, not comparing him to Spoelstra, but it's in the same, like, you know, we're like, yo,
Schematically,
Pat
he's so
Riley
good.
is vetted. He puts you here. Who is this guy, bro? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
And they were just saying, you know, they actually brought it up on First Take a couple weeks ago. They're actually saying LeBron James was actually trying to, like, get Spoelstra, like, up out of there, like, especially even,
Miami.
Yeah, but Dwayne Wade really backed that.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
like, nah, bro, trust.
Yeah.
He's the dude. He's
Yeah.
the dude. Don't
And
worry.
Spoelstra today
And
is
then
like
what
one of the
happened-
most highly touted coaches in the
What
league.
happened? We got the 2 rings.
Yeah.
Bro. We went to 4. You know, so.
But you know, those guys, when it comes to coaching, those film guys, like those guys, like Spoelstra, I think was on the film crew. Like, that's kind of how he got his start in the league, I think.
Yeah, on this, yeah, he really grew up in that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He grew up in this ranks.
And I feel like Missoula had that a similar type of
Similar,
background.
he's old,
you know what I'm
bro.
saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
100%,
like I think those like I'm not saying it's not every single one, but it's like those guys that know the schematics and like they're like nerds about the game. Those are the ones that you want. You know what I'm saying? Like
10+ years preparing for the position type thing. It's not like a random bro. Really,
they didn't get it because of the name. And that also I don't necessarily want to go back.
He recalled one of these plays, bro. Like when he was talking about, I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like in the second quarter when Holiday got the board, and then I was like,
Mike Ross face.
It was a little like, I was like, yo, you good? Like, the way it was, I was like, like real robotic.
It's funny because like that kind of makes me. I don't want to spend a whole tangent on this, but it kind of makes me think about like the JJ Redick hire, and I'm like, that don't give me. I mean, I'm not saying JJ Redick is not a student of the game. Like JJ Redick, from a commentating standpoint, he knows the game, and I think he's a great commentator and a great analyzer of the game.
You saw him in LeBron's podcast.
I saw that they have one, yeah.
Yeah, so like they're also
LeBron was grooming him for that, grooming him for that position.
Everybody saying like, and that's why they're saying like some coaches kind of feel some type of way because they're like, bro, you kind of like. We're doing that.
Backdoored his,
while Darvin Ham is the coach, and it's like there ain't no way y'all about to tell me that's not some shit y'all talked about. Like
on some Doc Rivers coaching the Milwaukee Bucks type shit.
He's like y'all literally are talking about the plays y'all are running in the season.
JJ like this is what I would have did. LeBron's like, for the life of me, I don't know why we did this, that, and the third. JJ's like, this is what I would have did this, that, and the fourth.
No, but are you trying to tell me that's
an interview or what? He's like, who's interviewing who?
Is that not like undermining though? Even if that's not your intention, it's like, yo, bro, you making me look bad. There's no way around that.
Nah, that's fact.
So it is funny. It's just a funny era we're in. It's like how content begets content. It's like, yo, bro.
I mean, and what's funny is that all of this is content essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this is content.
He's back with the Bucks though. He's back in main assistant. He's head assistant coach.
Budenholzer?
No,
the one. Ham. Oh, Darvin Ham. Yeah. Okay. So he got himself a job. Yeah. And sometimes, like, you know what I'm saying, depending on who you are, I feel like that assistant coaching job is kind of, you know what I'm saying, you don't got to be the scapegoat. Like,
worry. That means if Doc Rivers in it,
you're next. Yeah, facts.
Yeah, you already got here.
Going back to the Celtics though, because you said something about with Missoula, it was kind of hard to see who the leader is, right? And I feel like that sparks a question in my mind as far as like what we call leadership sometimes from an outward standpoint. I think it kind of fucks things up. Yeah, we associate it with certain things that don't necessarily mean leadership. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of also this could be a whole conversation about the Brown and Tatum who should have won Finals MVP. Like first, okay, so let's start with that. Like, do you think they made the right choice with Finals MVP?
Yeah, so I was more so thinking that I think Jaylen Brown deserved it, but I also do think it was kind of a splitting hairs type of thing. Mm-hmm. So if you even wanted to award it to Tatum, or if you wanted to co-MVP it, I wouldn't have been.
Has there ever been a co-MVP?
No, okay. But that is something they can do. Yeah. These are things I wouldn't have argued with at all.
Yeah.
But I think my whole thing is the leap in terms of what I feel players at their best. I feel that Jaylen Brown kind of like stepped outside his body more and was like, oh, damn, this is like Brown really coming through, was really aggressive, was converting. And with Tatum, I felt was more so in a way, it was like, damn, he's not doing what he normally always does.
Whoa. What was Tatum not doing? He wasn't shooting well. Actually, let me say that. He wasn't shooting well. But this nigga was playmaking. He was rebounding. He led the team in rebounds. Led the team in assists.
So that's what I'm getting to, bro. Like, I'm just trying to say, I didn't think Brown did anything lesser of what he did in the finals. I think everything ascended. I think with Tatum, he was off shooting collectively, but he's the type of player, because his bag is deeper, don't worry, I'm going to affect this game no matter what. And inevitably, I still got at the end of the game, I still warmed up and still got my buckets as well, too. I think Tatum is a type of player that can affect the game in more ways than a dude like Jaylen Brown. But I think Jaylen Brown was just hitting on all of his cylinders, while a dude like Tatum was like even though my shot wasn't falling, my threes wasn't falling and shit like that, bro, I still had a good finals. You know
I think because of the fact that Jason Tatum did affect the game in a bunch of different ways, to me, I feel like he should have won MVP. I also feel like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not finna, you know what I'm saying, stand on some hill like Jaylen Brown shouldn't have won it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not not that far on that side. But to me, it don't make sense that it didn't go to Jason Tatum because on all stats he did better. I feel like he literally.
He had the worst 3-point percentage of all time in the finals.
Yeah,
but if we're talking about splitting hairs for a finals MVP, I don't think it's a but. It's like, yeah, that's what he
almost averaged a triple double in the finals. Like, how do you not give that to him again?
And he
got to shoot 40% from three to win to win finals MVP.
Bro, your teammate is fucking balling too, bro.
Your teammate's like shooting 40% from the floor, not shooting 40% from three. It's like you average one more point than me, but I average more rebounds and more assists.
All I'm saying is it's not a but if we're talking about splitting hairs and you're still tough. The fact that you shot the worst 3-point percentage in the finals and you still had a good finals, that's tough as shit.
He had a great finals though. Outside of the shooting percentage. Outside of the shooting percentage.
But I don't think Jaylen Brown did anything worse than he does. I just think he played above. I'm saying Tatum, that one aspect, you did not do what you normally do efficiency-wise. I don't think Jaylen Brown did a lesser thing, and I think everything that Jaylen Brown did was up. I think Jason Tatum's, his efficiency wasn't there, but he still was able to contribute to the game in a major way because he's a great player.
I do. It's funny because I don't have smoke for Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown is a great player, and there's been times when I've been like,
and I say that when people be like, he's a better player than Brown.
Yeah, because there's been times when we've had the conversation about like who the better player is, and I think there's a consensus universally that like Jason Tatum is the better player than Jaylen Brown. I haven't seen it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always thought that they're literally like right there with each other. If you're gonna call one top 10, I feel like you got to call both of them top 10. That's kind of how I've always felt about it. But objectively speaking, I don't know. I think Tatum impacted the Celtics more than Jaylen Brown did. That's just what I think. Did he score more points than Jaylen Brown per game? Probably not. I don't remember what the point thing was, but I saw that Tatum's average more rebounds, average more assists. And then you have guys
that's
like
what he does the whole season.
You have guys,
he's averaging more rebounds, more
and you have guys like Drew Holiday, Derek White, Kristaps Porzingis. Like the team was stacked all around to be like, like Jaylen Brown. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like everybody played above what they usually play.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying? Like
MVP to the team, like it's just the one.
Yeah,
y'all all the finals is the team award.
That's what I'm like. If there's one. How do we not pick Jason Tatum?
Because this is the thing. I only side with you if we're talking about, all right, y'all won. So now the collective MVP for y'all collective season.
Yeah, it's like who does everybody on this team think the award should go to?
Okay, from fucking October to this moment, it's Tatum.
Yeah.
It's Tatum. Like it's Tatum. But for the fucking playoffs, I'll give it to Brown.
I mean, he won conference finals MVP too, didn't he?
You think
Brown?
He did? Yeah, he did. Yeah. I mean, the Pacers was crazy. He went crazy. He was clutch as shit.
Oh yeah, he hit that one game winner.
That three, like it was close, so clutch.
Yeah. But you know that. I think that absolutely. Moments do matter, absolutely, and I don't know
Tatum had last year, right? Last year, he had
I was about to say I don't know. I don't know if Tatum had like a moment that like. You can, what I'm saying, that sticks out in your mind the same way that Brown 3-pointer does. You know what I'm saying?
These are little cheat. These are the little cheat codes. I think, like when the finals is like, bro, these are the voters. It's again, they're like, yeah, I remember.
And low key, the reason I brought this up was because there's also like a narrative that Brown is like the bigger leader of the, like he's the leader of the team, and he's like the emotional guy. And that was kind of why I even brought this up, because it's like we're talking about what leadership means and all this kind of stuff. And to me, pointing to that like rah-rah shit, not again, this is no knock on Jaylen Brown. I fuck with Jaylen Brown as a player. But pointing to that, and whether we do it with him or whether we do it with anybody, I'm like, dog, like that doesn't mean leadership. You know what I'm saying? Like just because the person's the loudest, just because all that type of stuff, that's not to me what leadership means. Like even when you talk about Missoula, I think Missoula, he shows a lot of confidence on that sideline. Like he's very like poised, very like his temperament is very chill, but he never really seems, or even when he was getting the scrutiny throughout the year, like, oh, like this is Ime Udoka's job, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like even when he was getting that kind of like scrutiny, I never saw like a dude who's like who feels like he's in a position that's like too big for him or anything like that. I feel like he kind of leads with that cool temperament, and I feel like Jason Tatum does the same thing. So I don't know. I feel like there was I think that even that kind of played into the MVP voting, but yeah, that's just me.
Now all I know is, Jaylen Brown, he gonna get his flowers. Like, the league recognized this shit, but now the market and all that, that shit gonna come now.
What's funny though, I will say this too, because again, I've thought that he's like right there with Tatum, like up to this point in his career for sure, but he don't get the like NBA accolades, like the first team, like I don't think he's what, like one All NBA team or something like that. He's been on one NBA.
He should have got it this year, but
like things like that. He don't get those things, and I'm like, he should be getting these things. You know what I'm saying? So that is what I'm like. That's why I'm like, I can't really give him too much smoke, because he's, for a player that's as great as he is, I feel like sometimes he gets overshadowed by Tatum. You know what I'm saying? And this was, not that case. So I feel like, that's cool.
I think that's just the main thing. I think we can no longer do that because he is that great of a player. It can no longer get overshadowed. But I think at the end of the day, if we talk about top 5 players in the league, you're not thinking about Brown. Tatum is in that conversation.
I was just about to ask you though. You think he's top 5 players in the league now?
No.
Or did you think he was before?
No. Brown is not.
No. Tatum.
Yeah, Tatum. He be to me. He's always 5 and 6. He's 5 and 6. He's 5 and 6. He's 5 and 6. Like I could tell you off top, in my top 5, you're gonna have Luka in there. You're gonna have Joel Embiid in there. You're gonna have Jokic in there. And now it's like, gotta have Giannis. Kind of gotta have Giannis. And then it's like, now it's a matter of what
are you looking for?
What are you looking for?
Yeah.
Because I might.
It's crazy that 3 of them are big men.
You know what I'm saying? I might have a Shea, because I'm like, Shea's 51%, 31, like dog, just dog, consistent dog, available dog. But then somebody might be like, you want to Tatum. You might want to Tatum, or somebody might still be on a KD. You can still make that argument. You still make that argument. But I think those players that I just said right there, you gotta really choose right from there.
Yeah.
They're the next tier, the Devin Bookers, and then no, you're not. Y'all not here. Y'all not here. But then the dudes that are coming, you have to watch out for Ja. Watch out for
Anthony Edwards.
Watch out for Anthony Edwards. Watch out. They're not there though. They're not in top 5. They're not top 5. But now top 10, 100 per. Like they're probably top 10.
Is Jaylen Brown in the top 10?
Like Jaylen Brown, you could probably definitely argue it, but I'm saying if you're arguing it, he's probably 10. And I'm thinking I think more so Jaylen Brown is 100% top 15 player.
What about like? What about a nigga like?
But I think there's
Paul
some
George or Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, like I don't think Jaylen Brown is better than Paul George in my heart. Like I don't think that. Maybe somebody thinks that. I don't think that. I really just don't think that. I don't know. I'll be like, my brain is like, wait, what does he do better? What does he do better? And then I'm like, you know what? Dog.
Yeah.
Dog.
You just got a dog in him. Yeah.
And that
means something, because I feel like if you mention a nigga like Ja Morant, it's like Ja Morant is all dog. You know what I'm saying?
But all world skill too. All-world skill too. Like, so Ja Morant, that's why Ja Morant is crazy. Like, he's all-world skill. He's a dog. He's kind of in the same, like, Anthony Edwards, like, same caliber type of, even different players. Yeah. Same thing, like, charismatic and all that.
I feel like that's what I'm saying.
But
like
skill,
it's the dog in them that is really making us put them in that tier that we put them in.
Yeah, but to me, I'm like, but Jaylen Brown and Paul George, I'm like, no, skill-wise, it's no debate. It's Paul George.
But if we're talking about like in that top 7, top 8,
but who
kind
you
of
want
thing,
your team is
I was gonna say, facts. But I'm saying like, is a nigga like Kawhi Leonard even in there?
Oh yeah, I mean Kawhi. Kawhi Leonard top 10. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, because you said with the top 6,
but there's players, there are
like,
people that will not. There are players that won't put him up there.
Yeah,
there are people. I mean, not play. There are people that will put him not up there because on the availability, and that's a real.
But I mean,
argument.
Joel Embiid is damn near never available.
He's more
not that he's never available, but he's not available when it needs to be.
When he need to be. But overall, in these past couple of seasons, I would say he's been more available than Kawhi though.
Yeah.
But yeah, facts. But the thing is, when Embiid there too, you're like, it's unstoppable.
Where are you putting Jalen Brunson in all of this?
Brunson is 100% top 15. 100% top 15. I don't gotta think too much. I'm just telling you, he's top 15.
Yeah.
Top 10. We're biting, because you can. It's just you would think, oh wait, he is, but like, wait.
Like, there's got to be somebody that's better. There's got to be like someone I'm not thinking about. Yeah, like there's got to be somebody I'm not thinking about that could be there.
But could he crack? Could he beat 10? Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe because Jalen Brunson.
I mean, going up against anybody,
man.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
matter.
You might take somebody from the top 10 and put him in the game where Jalen Brunson's playing, and Jalen Brunson might go to work.
Doesn't matter. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like I feel you in the sense of like, I don't know. Like I feel like there's got to be 10 players that are better than him.
We're in the range though. 10 to 15. Like you're in there's a range. Like it's not a single digit. No.
I'm trying to think about like looking to next year.
Okay, like like breakout players.
Well, not even that, but like
Zion.
This Celtics
Zion
team. Yeah, facts.
Let's see.
This Celtics team, the way it's assembled. Could you see them repeating
100%,
next year? Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Even though 100%. I'm not finna say that their route to the East was easy. But like they encountered a lot of teams that had star injured players or who had players that were.
We're not taking anything away. It was easier than it should have been. They know it too. But y'all did what y'all had to do.
But y'all, if you look at the whole collective last 5 years, it's like. You know what I'm saying? Like they you know what I'm saying?
Every
like
series, main players were injured.
Yeah, every series
injured for real.
Yeah.
So like it is what it is. But like
so that's what I'm saying. Like, do you see them
Celtics? But this is the thing though. Celtics are them though.
Yeah.
We are the cream. Y'all have to be us. It is not like we have to get over the hump. We're the hump. Y'all have to get over.
I mean, it's funny that you say that because
and we had little think like it's like
funny that you say that because. It's funny how people look at it like that, but at the end of the day, like y'all got to beat everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like boxing where it's like if you beat me, you get it. No, but you know what I'm saying? It's like you got to beat everybody. Like look at the Timberwolves. Like beating the Nuggets don't make them the champion.
You got to peep how they feeling though. They made adjustments in year 1. Boom, win. Wow, bet. Like I feel
what you
like
mean year 1?
The Porzingis and the Drew Holiday.
This is like year 4, year 5. What are you talking about of attempts?
No, but it is a completely different completely different team adding Porzingis and Drew Holiday.
Yeah,
I'm saying
for sure.
That year 1.
Yeah.
We didn't even have an off season with each other, y'all.
Yeah.
We just won the ship. Y'all are my like best friends now. Like we're about to vibe. We're about to get this chemistry, and we're really the Celtics. They're like how they're built. They're not gonna take that shit for granted. They're really gonna come into next season like we're the ones, and they're gonna know they of course, like the Nuggets. Everybody know you the most hunted, and the Nuggets were like on some cruise control till they went like this, and they're like, y'all thought like we were slipping. Nah, we really like a well-oiled machine, but you met your match, and the Wolves they caught you slipping. Mm-hmm. But I think even with the Celtics, it's gonna be on some well-oiled machine. They're really just built from top to bottom. The roster is like, bro, everybody's staying, everybody's under contract. Derek White, though, is an unrestricted free agent.
Is
That's
he?
a major, and he's going to want $31 million per. So watch that, though. That's huge.
They can't give him that?
I don't know if they can.
Yeah.
I just know Tatum's extensions this offseason, too, and he's about to get the damn near 400. Mm-hmm. So I don't know where all the money. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I heard something like
they'll probably go over the tax.
I feel like
they'll just take the hit.
Yeah.
You just like You have to.
I heard
White.
when you're re-signing your own
it.
players, you can go over the cap if you're re-signing your own players.
For them, right?
Yeah.
But like exactly, like on that play. But it's like still, then you gotta. But Derek White, not just 31 mil. I want 4 years, 131. Like I want a 130. I want a long-term contract. So you have to lock in. That will mean you're locking in almost $600 million towards 2 players in one offseason. It's kind of like damn, you know. But I think they do it. I think they do it because I think Derek White is a, you know how I was talking about him yesterday.
Yeah. He's a dog.
Pivotal.
Yeah.
You don't lose that player and just be like, oh, we're going to run it back. No.
Yeah.
You need everybody running back.
That's
Same
like
way
the Nuggets getting rid of Bruce Brown.
You know what I'm saying? And now the Nuggets are in a very key situation too. KCP. So many teams want him.
Really?
And he's in the same type of situation as well.
Where he wants a lot of money.
Yeah. He wants that long term, and he has the money that teams will pay him.
Yeah.
The Nuggets pay him though. Can they pay him?
Yeah.
That's the question that we're gonna see. And he's a key player, so we'll see how they go about in the offseason.
Yeah. Shout out to the Celtics though. As a general sports fan, I don't fuck with the Celtics too much. You know what I'm saying? But as players, I do fuck with Tatum. I do fuck with Brown. So it's like it's cool to see them get over the hump and all that.
100%.
I just hate this time of the year because like now basketball's done or the NBA is done. You know what I'm saying? Olympics are right around the corner.
That's
which is cool.
That's cool. At least we get that type of basketball.
Yeah, but I feel like it's not the same as the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, I don't know. I'm kind of changing in the fact that it's not the same as NBA playoffs.
Yeah. There you go. Facts. NBA regular season is a fucking drag.
Let's be really because I think
that distinction is
Olympics
important.
is better basketball than the regular season, and for that I'm happy because I get to see a whole different team. I get to see the best of us versus them, and
the world is the world.
They're playing.
The world got. I mean, the world got. When you name your top 5 players. None of them were Americans. Right, you know what I'm saying? Except for Tatum. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the world is definitely stacked. And it's funny because it's not the world versus the U.S., but, like, there's definitely way more talent across the, like, globally 100%. Than there used to be. So, it's 100%. Not like the U.S. can sleepwalk through.
US, though. So,
is he?
They ain't
He's a dual citizen? Where's he from? Like Cameroon or something?
Yeah, but he chose,
he chose to play for the U.S.
Yeah, exactly. So
I thought I did see his name on the list.
Or he could have even played for France if he wanted to.
Oh, word.
Too, but
I'm weak. This nigga got triple citizenship. That's crazy. Yeah. Now, if that's going to be well, he's healed from his injury.
I mean, I'm just like all I know is
he's on the U.S. team.
Yeah, he's on the U.S. team. I think he'll be ready.
So it should be interesting. But I feel like it's funny, bro, because I feel like you've mentioned before how basketball has damn near become a year-round sport, and I think about how it's like with these sports books, bro. Like ever since sports gambling became legal, sports just never stops. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like this is a
infinitely
$1 trillion industry, and it's only boosted sports. You know what I'm saying? So like you say, now that the sports are even embracing it and everything like that, so it's definitely gonna be a
fast asleep. Niggas are doing layup lines. Layup lines.
3 o'clock in the morning, you get on FanDuel. There's something going on.
Breaking your sweat, ready to fucking ball.
It's like Real Madrid versus like Shanghai.
Fans are in the crowd. Like, hey,
and now you can watch the games in the app. You know what I'm saying? They got like the PTZ cameras going across. Like
wake your ass
that shit's crazy.
Stream East in your bed,
facts.
like, wow, this is lit.
That's facts, man. But I think that's gonna do it for this episode.
I wanted to. No, I also wanted to make mention of a cool thing that I did do a couple weeks ago.
What's that?
Shout out Ferg for putting together this writers camp, this white.
Oh yeah, you was just telling me about that. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, it was really dope. So what he did was he threw a coast to coast writers camp that were held within the span of 2 weeks. So there was a Thursday and Friday out in LA that he shot at. I think it was Hard Pink Studios, and they basically created for a span of 24 hours and were able to come up with a compilation tape. And we went ahead and ran that. Shout out to the Kitchen DMV. We basically conducted the writers camp over there about 2 weeks ago on a Thursday and Friday, 12 hours of pop, and we had a lot of dope artists come through.
Damn, y'all was in there for 12 hours?
Yeah,
just collaborating?
Thursday to Friday. So like, and then, So
24
SAR
hours.
was there sometimes to like
Yeah.
hold down the fort if it
Yeah.
wasn't there, but because Ferg wasn't around, because
Yeah,
Ferg it was on the other side, so we just held that shit down for him. But had a lot of dope organic content come about from that, and now it's gonna result in another compilation tape type shit. All
That's
under
similar
White
to
Durag.
like that like the Dreamville joint where they
Yeah.
was all like, it's funny because
sure, man.
as you were telling me about that, I was like, dog,
bringing the talent to the
yeah,
area under one
people
house,
should do shit like that more, where you just you for like a weekend or whatever, just like you know what I'm saying, all
Yeah,
just chop up,
because now-
chill out of the room, create some shit,
You got to think about
or in a crib.
you create something special when you have a lot of minds a part of maybe like this one initiative, or we're all
Yeah.
collecting to just see like, yo, this is what I can contribute to the pot.
Motherfuckers just
There's
bouncing
no,
ideas off of
there's
each other
no
and
rubric
shit.
or nothing. This
Yeah.
is just what I'm throwing into the pot. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I think that shit's really fucking dope. And I also think you create a cool networking opportunity,
Yeah.
and people can plug into people that maybe they've been meaning to tap into, or like, damn, that shit's hard. You trying to
Yeah.
hop on this, like just fucking spontaneous
Yeah.
collabs. Like, that's
know
cool
what's-
as shit. Like, hop on this track. I don't even
Yeah.
know who the fuck you were, but
Yeah.
like, damn, I fuck with the shit I was just hearing you do. Like, yeah, like, come on and do that shit on this track. Like, that
What's
shit hard
funny
as hell.
is like from that aspect, I love that. Like I've always fucked with that, like being around when people are making something and it's like, oh, like since you're here, just hop on this. Like
Right.
that's cool. I've never been like good with actually brainstorming with other people around. I just never been like really good with that. Like when if I'm like when me and my homies were like making music in college,
Right.
we would all be in the same room working on something, and somebody might just be like, oh, like I made this track, like hop on it or whatever.
Right.
I got an open verse or something like that.
Right.
I couldn't actually write with like niggas around me. I would have to like go. I would have to like take the beat home. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that.
so-
Sometimes I could, but most times like I couldn't. And even when I'm editing videos and stuff like that, like these days, I can't really edit with people like right
Right.
around me. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's because I judge myself. Like I know, like I try a lot of bullshit, and like I might spend 45 minutes trying something that I'm not even going to use, but it's like I want to see what this looks like at the end of this 45 minutes, or at the end of like where my brain is thinking this is going to look like. And then if it don't look like what I want it to look like, I can just erase it and nobody ever saw it.
Yeah, so you would have probably been more one of the artists that came towards the earlier hours, because
Mm-hmm.
one thing that we noticed too is like we held that from 12 to 12, and
Mm-hmm.
like from 12 to 1, 2, 3, we had shit of you know what I'm saying. It was like one artist, 2 artists, like
It's not going to be jam packed for the whole 12 hours.
Yeah, but this is the thing though. By the time it is packed, we kind of like it was.
be in your groove, yeah.
It was. It's been here for you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You didn't have to wait either.
Yeah.
You could have been here when so it's
Facts.
kind of like getting where you fit in now.
Yeah.
When it's
No,
like
that's
that.
facts.
Especially
That's
when you
facts.
got multiple joints, and like to your point too, it's like right. Like it's not like niggas is actually like leaving the spot, but we kind of make it like you can roam this whole premises.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's 3 fucking studios. There's a big ass lobby. There's a TV. There's the motherfucking PS5. There's the chess table.
So it's not like sit in this room and
There's
make
the-
something
there's
for
the
6
chess-
hours
there's
and
the
don't
chess-
leave until you've
there's
made
the chess
something.
table. It's like some niggas was punching it. I mean, they call it a writers, but it's not like write something. The whole thing was more so let everything that's created be organic
Yeah.
from here,
Yeah.
as opposed to like, I got something that I wrote. Like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
like make that shit here.
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
a beat. Nigga can make the beat right here, or like you know what I'm saying. So that shit was dope. But
Yeah.
I just wanted
Nah,
to
that does
shout out-
sound dope.
yeah,
That
shout
does
out
sound dope.
Durag for holding
yeah.
that. And so the White Durag Party Tour is definitely going on tour, and Guap Dad 4000 is hosting it. So that shit is major, and they're making their first stop in Chicago, and Vic Mensa is also on that bill.
That's
so
crazy.
that's gonna be really lit. And they got. Yeah, they going around the states, and they'll be in DC July 25th.
That's
So
crazy.
that's the fam. So
Yeah.
definitely stay tuned.
Shout
for
out to
that.
them. Yeah, for sure. So, definitely just, what I'm saying, stay tapped in with us. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel,
Do
and we'll
that.
see y'all next week.
Yep.
Early.